So you want to go ghost hunting? In this video I will explain some definitions of ghost hunts, types of hauntings, how to start, and where to look. This is part 1 of a few different videos I will be making to make you a professional ghost hunter. The second video will be what kind of gear I use to find those ghosts. I will also make a few videos on how to conduct a ghost hunt. So sit back and watch what ghost hunting is all about. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button. Here we go. Let's start with 2 definitions on what you are wanting to do. 1. Ghost hunt. A ghost hunt is going to a place where there have been no sightings of ghosts and trying to catch some on video, in photos, sounds, eyewitness, etc. 2. Ghost investigation. A ghost investigation is going to a known haunted place and recording data with video, photos, audio, temperatures, notes, interviews and other evidence to prove or disprove the haunting and to assist the owners and the spirits in moving on and leaving the place, if that is what they want. The assistance can be either you directly assisting the owner with the situation or putting them in contact with experienced groups or individuals that will try to resolve the situation. Your assistance can be something as simple as educating them on what is going on and their options. Now let's look at different types of hauntings. 1. Intelligent hauntings. Intelligent hauntings are perhaps the most often type of haunting reported. In this circumstance, the entity is aware of itself and aware of the living. The entity remains in a location for whatever reason and continues to dwell perhaps as it did in life. Sometimes the entity manifests itself and even tries to communicate with the living. 3. Poltergeist hauntings. Perhaps the most compelling type of haunt, especially where Hollywood is concerned, is poltergeist activity. While rare, dozens, if not hundreds, of incidents have been reported around the globe. Poltergeist haunts could be considered a subgroup of intelligent haunting, in that the entity is certainly physically interacting with its environment, usually quite violently, and is therefore certainly aware of itself and the living. Objects are moved and often thrown, people are attacked, slapped, scratched, pushed, bitten, or assaulted in some other manner. It is believed that most poltergeist activity centers not necessarily around a location, but often around a living individual. Many reports have been made of families fleeing their homes due to such hostile activity, only to be confronted again with the same activity in a new location. While rarer than pure intelligent or residual haunts, poltergeist haunts are perhaps the most compelling of all haunts, as pure interaction between the spiritual world and the living is at play. It should be noted, however, that many researchers attribute poltergeist activity to increased psychic flare-ups, often brought on by changing and increasing hormones in pre-adolescent people. Women are more common centers of activity than men. 4. Demonic activity. Demons are entities that never had a mortal human form. Demons are pure energy entities. They are described in 3 different ways. 1. As angelic, a being of beauty that will manipulate the person to commit something that is sinful or out of the ordinary. 2. Horrific, evil-looking. Some people claim they have seen demons that are incredibly hideous to look at. I believe demons do this for a scare effect. They know what we fear, and this is not their true appearance. 3. Black mist, black fog, black shadow, and black smoke. Most demonic hauntings, the occupants claim to be followed by black mist or black fog. They are usually very easy to identify, as long as they are not hiding. When it is a demonic haunting, you typically notice a revolting stench similar to rotted flesh or sulfuric acid. They often let loose a growl that sounds like it is coming from everywhere at once. They like to make contact by pushing, shoving, hitting and even scratching. The whole air in the affected area will feel thick like fog and the temperature will drastically change, typically becoming warmer. These creatures are very strong, unlike human spirits, and they don't mind showing it. There have been cases where people have been thrown through the air and even attacked. Apparently, their main goal is to break down a person's free will in order to make way for possession. This can take days, months or years, but time is of no concern to them. They have a hatred for mankind that dates back to the days of God and Lucifer. They have lived for millennia and will be here long after we are gone. So, you must understand that, though you may be able to get these creatures to leave a dwelling with religious provocation, you will never destroy them. They could go to the next place down the road if they choose. Most likely they won't, because distance is not an issue for these creatures. They could go from Maine to California on a thought. Demons are capable of changing form right in front of you from a human form to an inhuman form. They are neither male nor female, but can change to meet their needs. People mostly see demons as black masses standing in doorways or near rooms. Sometimes they are called shadow devils. You want to go ghost hunting, but you don't know where to go. Let's assume you haven't heard any ghostly tales about your town or city. You won't have to leave the comfort of your chair or even go to the library because your computer is your new research partner. One of the first places you can look is Google. Try searching the phrase haunted places in your town or city. You should have a fairly decent list of items to look over. Read through them and you will get some places to investigate. If your Google search brought up an address or a name, search for that and see what you get. Once you've chosen a location to look at, try searching through the archives of your local newspaper. Most newspapers let you search their articles or may direct you to an archives section. Some of their Halloween articles might even give you an idea of what type of haunting there is. Check out your city's homepage. There are lots of links where you could find the history and age of a building. Some pages may even have heritage links. Try your local historical society. Most historical societies have an excellent list of articles about the people, places, and events of the city. This is a good spot to get information on some of the people connected with the location. It is so much nicer to be able to direct your EVP questions to a spirit that might actually have been there. Another excellent online resource is your local library. Look through their research section, search for information on the places you want to go. The library may have links to archives of your city's newspapers you might be able to search with no fees. Try searching for haunted places or ghosts of your city, just like you did on Google. Your library could even have some e-books on the subject. If you are tired of researching online and need a break, go to your local historical museums. Take some of the pamphlets offered to the public. They are an excellent source of information. Talk to the guides, they may provide you with stories of phenomena that have happened to them or what they have been told by other staff members or even visitors. You may find the odd place where people don't want to talk, but you could go home surprised at learning there are actually more haunted places in your town or city than you thought. Where to look for ghosts. These are some places you can start your ghost hunting at. These are suggestions and you should not limit yourself to just these. Spirits can be anywhere. Finding ghosts is a tricky business. You need to know where to look for them, how to confirm their presence and the best ways to capture them. You also need a strong tolerance for fear. Look for ghosts in old houses. Old houses are good places to look for ghosts. Sometimes when a person dies, their spirit will return to the place where they died, or a place they can't bear to leave behind, which is often their family home. These spirits are not usually malevolent unless their death was violent, so household ghosts are a good place to start for the rookie ghost hunter. Just be sure to get permission before you go ghost hunting on private property. Look for ghosts in cemeteries. Cemeteries are another good location for ghost catching, even if they can be a little creepy at night. Sometimes, ghosts cannot bear to leave their physical bodies behind after death, while other spirits, particularly those who haven't been able to move on, come to visit the graves of their family and friends. Look for ghosts in old schools. Some of the best locations for ghosts are places where large numbers of tragic deaths occurred, such as old schools, prisons, and asylums. Not all schools are haunted, but you may have an old school building in your area where students or teachers died due to tragic accidents like fires or smoke inhalation. This was more common in the days when classrooms were heated by iron stoves. Look for ghosts in old prison buildings. Old prison buildings are places where many prisoners may have died due to old age, illness, murder or the death sentence. Even if prisoners didn't die there, prison may have been a place of intense loneliness, fear and anger for some people, causing their spirits to return there after death. Look for ghosts in former insane asylums. Insane asylums were notorious for their mistreatment of patients, using inhumane treatments such as shock therapy, water submersion and lobotomies and causing much unnecessary pain and suffering for the unfortunate victims. This makes the sites of old insane asylums a prime location for ghosts. Be warned, however, these spirits may be angry and violent, seeking retribution for their poor treatment in life. Look for ghosts in former battlefields. Sites where a large number of deaths occurred are a popular location for ghosts, especially if those deaths were violent. This makes the locations of former battles, even if they have since been built over, prime ghost hunting territory. Look for ghosts at the site of a murder or accident. As mentioned already, People who died tragic or violent deaths are more likely to return to our world as spirits. Therefore, if you are familiar with the location of a murder or a tragic accident, such as a car crash, drowning or fatal fall, this could be a good spot to test your ghost hunting prowess. Look for ghosts in theaters. In theaters, the actors have run the gambit of human emotions inside the walls of a theater, plus many have interesting hauntings attached to them. Listen to local folklore. The most haunted locations in a specific area will depend on the history of each place and the number of paranormal experiences local people has reported. Therefore, it's a good idea to listen and talk to people and do some research in the local library to find out where to look. Many cities and towns will have their very own haunted bridge, road or tunnel where decades worth of unusual activity has been reported.